Yeah, just give thanks to the good Lord, man. That was fun. That was a tough one. It took everybody in that locker room, and the guys came out and we battled. Didn't play the best in the first half. The defense helped us out, and we came back offensively and got some things going. And 2-minute drive at the end, just go down and win it. That's what you want.
Foxborough Rush on a Monday with lots of smiles in New England as, some dance moves being broken out. The Patriots go up to Orchard Park and they hand the Bills their first L of the season. And then there were no more because the Philadelphia Eagles lost yesterday as well. So, the 72 Dolphins are like, let's pop some champagne, baby. We got another year of being the lone undefeated. The only ones to ever do it. But look, so much to like in this one, as we get going here on Foxborough Rush on a Monday with lots of smiles. Who cares if you're a little tired? It was well worth staying up for that one. First primetime game for Drake Maye. First 2-minute drill for Drake Maye. Do you have an imitation, Travis, of like the hold and the throw to Diggs as he's like falling to the ground?
It was crazy. It was so heroic. J-Mac. Think about this for a second, because I was listening to you kind of lay everything out for the show, for the menu, right? And I'm thinking the Jets lost, the Dolphins lost, the Patriots beat the Bills in a shocker, and most importantly, J-Mac, the Yankees lose. The Yankees lose. It was a great day. It was a great day yesterday around here. It was.
No doubt. 100%. I am fully on board with all of that. So much to talk about and so many to hear from, right, on this game. Obviously, Steph Diggs said at the beginning of it, it was nostalgic for him going back to Buffalo. Josh Allen, I don't think is Josh Allen who he's become without Steph Diggs, right? Like they helped mold each other and make each other in this league. And for him to go back there and shine, shine. He had himself a night out there. Look at the little side eye there. I love that. But look, he went out there and he had himself a night. And Mike Vrabel, talked about how he was a leader for this team, going in. And then he talked about that connection between Diggs and his now quarterback in Drake Maye. Let's hear from Vrabel.
Well, I just, I'm proud of both of them, being able to emotionally come back here for Steph and be into this thing all week. You're a really good leader for us, stack a couple really good games together. There's a lot of trust. And again, we're going to move the ball around, right? We're going to move the ball. Everybody helped us again tonight. And I think just a really gutty performance from Drake. Really just continue to enjoy watching him grow and lead this football team. And, it was good for us to again, would love to have a win by 2 scores, but being able to come back and execute in a critical situation, take the clock down, and win it on our terms.
That's something that Mike Vrabel has preached, right? Like, let's go in there, let's be our own team, let's be who we know we can be, and play sound football. And there were some moments there where you were like, oh gosh, I'm sitting there last night and I was like, oh, we're going back to like the good, the bad, and the that gets you beat. Like, no, let's not do this. And as much as there were moments of that, Travis, I also think that the Patriots stepped up after those moments and they, found the way to make the stop. Like, let's give a huge hand to Christian Gonzalez and the difference in this defense with him on the field. It was hugely significant. They didn't test him that much, but when they did, man, he answered the call 100%. In the end zone, obviously, he did with that late play that Josh Allen wound up, throwing back behind the end zone. And then on the third down play, the third and long after, late in the game. So 44 coverage snaps, 5 targets. You can see all this, 6 tackles. He had himself a night out there. And it is very clear why this Patriots defense is so different when they have Gonzo on the field. It's like everybody sort of slots into where they need to be, Travis.
That's right. Yeah, you get multiple looks, and that's what was driving Josh Allen nuts. The pass rush was there. The coverage was there. He had nowhere to go. And I'm sure he was missing Stephon Diggs last night because in a game like that, Josh Allen could have leaned on a Stephon Diggs. He doesn't have that now. For everyone talking about how Superman Josh Allen is, and he is, there's no question about it. I want to give him his flowers, give him his props. But at the end of the day, he doesn't really have that many playmakers on the outside. If James Cook in that run game is not cooking, pun intended, then it's all on Josh Allen. It's all the weight on his shoulders. And when you go against a good, dare I say, J-Mac, elite defense here, that's what you get results-wise. I want to go back to your Stephon Diggs points, though, because you're so right on everything you said. But I feel as though I owe the guy an apology because, look, I didn't like the money that they paid Stephon Diggs. They paid him like a number one wide receiver. The words they used at the time of the signing was, he's going to come in and be a leader and have a leadership role with this team. And my thing at that time was, when did I ever seen Stephon Diggs be a leader of anything besides never? And then he's coming off an ACL injury where I'm like, are we sure that he's still a true number one wide receiver in this league? He has proven me both wrong on both accounts because after the love boat, J-Mac, I'm sitting here saying, I told you he's not a leader, but sure enough, he's put all that behind him. The Cardi B stuff has not been a distraction. Production-wise, he has been playing like a true number one wide receiver. And oh, by the way, with every week, he's getting better and better. That tells me he's playing himself healthy, J-Mac. This guy, he is leading this team, and I have to give him his props for it.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I think he has definitely matured as a player and as a person. And we saw, Patriots coaches limiting him in the early going. And then he said after last week's game, like, they knew I would go out and I would want to do too much and I would try to do too much. So we saw them keeping his snap count down in those first 3 weeks. We really saw them start to open it up last week and then continue to open it up. And look, there you go. You get 200+ yard receiving games from Steph Diggs. This one, obviously, this one means a little bit more. Let's hear from the Patriots wideout.
I was excited. I kind of spoke on it a little bit, for being nostalgic, doing a drive-in. Came in a different interest this time, but, I was happy about it, and I just was happy to be back playing football. It's easy to get kind of lost in the moment while you're out there, but just try to remain focused the whole time and, be there for my teammates.
What was that environment like?
It was lit, prime time. I played here before. I've been on the other side. It was just electrifying, and I knew that it was going to be a test for us. Like, obviously, with the guys that we got, and, we all new to each other. I think 9 new starters compared to 11 on offense. So going into a hostile environment, and the biggest thing is just the fundamentals and being violent. You know what I'm saying? Like, be the aggressor. It's going to be a hostile there. It's a great football team. So trying to take the fight to them.
They showed you on the sidelines, pumping up your teammates. What were you saying?
That's every week. You know what I'm saying? I'm never not going to be there as far as like a power positive energy guy. I'm bring a lot of charismatic, energy, a lot of love. I just feel like the more you put that positive energy in the air, good things going to happen. Even if things aren't going right, they'll take the tide will turn. Like even Dre had that early little mishap, and I just told him to stay positive. You know what I'm saying? We got your back, and we rocking with you right or wrong. Things going to happen in a football game, and that's just part of football, the ebbs and flows of it. But staying positive and knowing that he's a playmaker, and he went out there and played his butt off after.
I thought they all did. I mean, honestly, this was a game that we really saw the Patriots step up in the moments where they needed to step up. It was a full team win. Like, there was not a guy who stepped on that field last night. There was not a coach that didn't have a hand. There was not an equipment guy that didn't have a hand. There wasn't a trainer that didn't have a hand. This was a full team win by the New England Patriots to go up there and hand the Bills their first loss of the season. Diggs, for his part, finished with 10 catches, 146 yards, some nice little moves on a couple of those as well. Coming up in big moments when his quarterback needed him. And that's exactly what he did. He was like, you need me? I got you. I got you.
Yeah, listen, but that's what his whole career has been. When you think about prime Steph Diggs and you talk about the wiggle, some of the runs after the catch, I mean, he looked like vintage Stephon Diggs last night. And this is why I say, I think the guy is playing himself healthy. And here's the other thing. When's the last time we've talked about a Patriots team where we're like, who's the number 2 wide receiver? Because, I mean, at this point, I'm looking at Hunter Henry as that second target. We know he's not a wide receiver. Clearly, Drake May has trust in him. Clearly, there's a chemistry there between those two. So Hunter Henry is your true number 2 target, but there's not a number 2 wide receiver here. Pop Douglas, I don't know, like, where is he? Is he in the witness protection program? Is he on the back of a milk carton missing? I have no idea where he is. Maybe Kayshon Boutte's your number 2 guy, but it doesn't, I mean, sometimes he disappears. I'm just wondering who's going to be that other wide receiver to step up now, because clearly Stephon Diggs is your true number 1.
Well, I think the good news is one, Josh McDaniels called a heck of a game last night. And, you know, on the other side of the ball, Zach Core, who is in a position that he didn't know he was going to be in, obviously, because of the health problems that Terrell Williams is dealing with. He called himself a heck of a game, making adjustments against Josh Allen in this Bills offense. So kudos to both of them for what they did. On the wide receiver front, look, I think the good news is McDaniels is going to continue to be creative and continue to demonstrate why he's always been one of the best and brightest offensive minds in this game, in that OC role. I think we saw that last night. I mean, Rhamondre Stevenson, like, untouched into the end zone. Untouched. Like, they shifted the entire field the other way, pulled them all, and there goes Rhamondre. Like, easy peasy touchdown. It's not supposed to look that easy, but when you have the play design that the Patriots had last night, you get those moments.
Excuse me, Jade. Are we not going to talk about Rhamondre Butterfingers yet again with another fumble? Jade, he shouldn't even be on the roster. I said after he fumbled this damn season away already, he shouldn't even be on the roster. You got degular running backs out there. Regular unleaded is what I call them. Like a Zach Moss. Go get a Zach Moss. Who cares? Give me someone that can hang on to the ball. Yet again, last night we see Rhamondre fumble that damn ball. I don't know how many, this guy is like a cat. He's got 9 lives. I don't know how it's possible he continues to get carries. Good for him. He bounced back. It's a feel-good story. He has 2 touchdowns. Great. Everyone I talk to is saying this is a playoff team. I got news for all of us. If you keep this guy on the roster, he will fumble away your playoff hopes. You've got to do something about Rhamondre. Now you have Antonio Gibson hurt. So what are we going to do? Give Rhamondre more carries? Good luck with that. Give the ball to Travion Henderson, please, for the love of all things holy. I'm off my soapbox now. Thank you, J-Mac.
I had to let you go. I had to let you go, Travis. Look, I mean, we saw them give the ball to Travion. We did start to see them do more of that.
Yes.
And he had some carries in that game last night. But look, all you need to know is Mike Vrabel walked up to Rhamondre after the fumble and was like, dude, you got this. Like, there's a reason that players love playing for Mike Vrabel. It's in those moments because he's going to back them up. He's going to be there for them. And then they went back to him and they gave him the ball and he scored 2 tutties. Like the Patriots don't have that opportunity without him. So, we can hate the fumbles. We can hate the Butterfingers. I got to tell you, there's probably no one who hates it more than him, Travis. But the reality is that they needed him in this game and he was able to stay in it, to overcome it. And if you think about what happened against the Steelers, it went the other way. So I am like, kudos to you that it started that way and you still managed to come out and get in the end zone and help the Patriots win this game in upset fashion against the Buffalo Bills.
No doubt about it. Jade, I'm looking at the schedule now as we're talking. Now you go to New Orleans, you go to Tennessee, you're home against a terrible Browns team, and you're home against the Falcons who are still trying to figure themselves out. That 4-game stretch is, I mean, you can really make some hay here, right?
Yep, no doubt. I mean, it's a big stretch ahead for them, and they have an opportunity, right? It's looking them square in the face. You got to make sure that you didn't get so high in this game that you don't come back and get right to work. And I think, again, like that's where Mike Vrabel, that's where coaching comes in. It's hugely significant. Right. And by the way, we haven't even mentioned the rookie kicker who went out there, 52-yard field goal, game on the line. If he misses that, you're giving the ball to Josh Allen with a short field. It's a totally different ball game. And he just, boom, drills it. Center of the uprights. Here's Andy Borregales after the win.
I mean, really, I just treated it like any other kick. Just went out there, trusted that snap was going to get there, hold was going to be great, everyone was going to block in front, and ball goes in.
And what does the support that they showed you down at Miami help you to get to this point? How much did that mean to you?
It meant a lot, just obviously I'm a rookie, had my struggles in the beginning, but just having them kind of tap me on the shoulder, like, hey, like, don't worry about it, on to the next one. Helped me just remind myself that, one kick doesn't define me, to just keep moving on because life doesn't stop.
That's true. Got to keep moving on, right? That's just the reality of it. And that's what you were saying in part with the schedule too. But look, I mean, for this kid, he obviously was a little shaky, at the very onset of the season, if you want to call it that. But to go out there and to attempt your longest field goal in the National Football League and to do it under those conditions, Buffalo may be one of the loudest places to play in the NFL, and to win the game like that, give him credit, man. Give him credit.
No doubt. I mean, we're talking about the kicking game, and we have to give flowers where it's due, no question. But how about the special teams in general with this team? I mean, think about Marcus Jones. Who? Marcus Jones. Think about Travion Henderson now. With Antonio Gibson's injury, I think Travion's going to have a bigger step up as well in the return game. Special teams have been special for the Patriots. And by the way, let's go macro here. This is why you bring in a Mike Vrabel. Because a lot of times with these new coaches, sorry to throw Gerard Mayo under the bus and drive it over again and again, but this is where you lose that, right? They come in, they're trying to reinvent the wheel. Your special teams are not special at all. You get a Mike Vrabel in who understands this is a game of inches. We have to have our special teams on point. And voila, overnight they are. That's how you win this game. You should also, I think we need to give props to how Mike Vrabel called the end of this game, right? Like the clock management, the decisions, everything was on point. This coaching staff, these special teams, I think you said it to start this segment, J. Mack, and you're absolutely right. This was a complete team win, top to bottom, no question about it.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I saw, Vrabel talk this morning about how his dad was actually at the game last night on the Greg Hill show. And, his dad was a coach. It's like in the blood, if you will. And, he obviously leans on him at times, like for different ideas, as many coaches do. And, their fathers and grandfathers and so on and so forth have been in coaching. But to have him there for that one, I think that's, it's just a nice little moment, for Vrabel, I think, who, I mean, look, he showed that he knows how to win in this league as the head coach of the Tennessee Titans. And I think what so many players and guys who coach alongside him love about him is that there is no gray area. It's like you're either here or you're here, and you better believe where you are. Right? Yeah. I mean, that's just how he is. And I think that's hugely significant when it comes to playing, a full collective game of football and 60 minutes of football and to be able to make some mistakes because they did. But to be able to rein it back in and not let those mistakes wind up defining you because you decide that you're going to define yourself and you're going to go play who you can be on the field.
Let's even go deeper with defining yourself. I would say this team has an identity, and they've taken on his identity. I mean, they are tougher than $2 steak tips, Jade. Like this team, defensively last night, that performance was very Mike Vrabel. It was cerebral. Look at the turnovers from Josh Allen, the pick, the fumble. They had him thinking. You know, it wasn't just throw the kitchen sink at him. Sometimes they'd blitz, sometimes they drop back. They kept him guessing all night. He struggled with the cerebral part of the game. That's Mike Vrabel. This team has taken on an identity with him, and I'm telling you right now, I thought it would take longer in the season for that to happen. The fact that it's happened now, and the fact that going back to those 4 next games at New Orleans, at Tennessee, home against Cleveland and the Falcons, you have a chance to win all 4 of those, Jade. This could be a playoff team. I'll be damned. It could be a playoff team.
Yeah, you got to go out and take care of the business that you got to take care of. That is what is on tap for this New England Patriots team. We got to take a quick break. We've already been talking about some flowers because, it's a Monday win after a primetime game. We got some official flowers to hand out here as we continue on Foxborough Rush after the Patriots upset the Bills up in Orchard Park 23-20 in the final. Foxborough Rush coming back at you on a Monday after a huge win for the Patriots. A significant win, a statement win, a foundational win. What word do you want to use, Trav? Because I think all of those apply.
Yeah, I would go kick-ass win. That would be mine. Simple.
Fair enough. I mean, look, it had all the makings. So, look, you sit here after the game and you go, oh, who do I want to give flowers to after this one? I honestly, I was told I have to give 3. Can I have 6? I mean,
yes.
Yes. It was hard to sit there and narrow this down. But look, do they make Carolina blue roses? Because I feel like you gotta give Drake Maye some flowers. First primetime game, under the lights. Has to operate the 2-minute drill to get his team down the field to win this one. Had to make some big throws in the process of getting them to this point, right? The Bills come out. After halftime, they have first possession. They march down the field and score, and you're going, okay, how's the Patriots offense going to answer this? And Drake led him down the field. Steph Diggs with a huge catch in the process. Rhamondre Stevenson just trots in to the end zone, and it was okay, you want to ask how we're going to answer this, Buffalo? Here we go. We just answered it. Drake Maye, absolutely. Here's some Carolina blue for you, dude, because that was the best kind of primetime showing you could have in your first primetime game.
Well said, J-Mac. I also am going to give him an entire bouquet of Carolina blue roses, and then Bill Belichick's bouquet I'm going to throw into the Charles River and say, you don't deserve it, Bill. You don't deserve it, Bill, okay? Jordan, go get that for me. As far as Drake Maye, I think she had to catch us straight there. As far as Drake Maye, look, he outperformed Josh Allen. Let's just call it what it is, okay? Buffalo fans don't want to talk about it. We will, all right? He outplayed the MVP. When you needed Josh Allen, he was trying to figure out the Patriots' defense like a Rubik's Cube, and he couldn't do it, all right? He was turning the ball over. Drake Maye did not make that mistake. And there were several times in this game that he could have did it, but he didn't. He used his legs for good. He would buy time. He would scramble. Someone get open, hero toss, hero throw. He was making all that kind of stuff happen. He had more passing yards than Josh Allen. In the big moments, Drake Maye made the plays, not Josh Allen. He was efficient with his legs. I thought Drake Maye outplayed the MVP, and that is a huge reason why the Patriots won the game. So I'm with you. Carolina blue roses to him and only to him, not to Bill.
I loved the moment. I'm just going to keep going. I loved the moment after the game, when Melissa Stark was talking to both of them on the field, and Steph was commenting, on the quarterback, and he was like, but he's Drake Maye. He's Drake Maye.
Right.
Let him be his own dude. And I think that's so true, right? Because everybody loves to play the comparison game, and we brought up that conversation last week here because you do get that, comp of, is he a young Josh Allen? And just because of some of the tenets of his game and size and so on and so forth. But you got to let him be his own dude, his own quarterback, all of those things. And he played stellar football in this game last night. All right, I got some more flowers to hand out. I was trying to decide like what variety to go with here. I feel like they have to be like birds of paradise or something exotic for Steph Diggs. I feel like you can't go roses. I mean, it's got to be a little more exciting for him. Look, I mean, this is a game where there was emotion for him walking into Buffalo. He told us as much, in the buildup of going up there to play this game. And for him to lead the team the way he did throughout the course of the week, which is something that, he talked about and we heard his coaches talk about, to try to get them ready for what it would be like to play in Buffalo in front of those fans, try to take him out of the game a little bit, which I thought the Patriots did. To make some of the plays that he did, to have, his second straight 100+ yard receiving game, $150 basically for him. I thought, given all the emotion of the night, just given everything that was going into it, for him to step up and have the night that he did, he's got some flowers coming his way.
I agree. I think, the part we can't really quantify with a Stephon Diggs is just that aura, that confidence. He didn't make it about himself. And that's another reason why I apologized to him in that first segment, because last night's an example of what I feared with him coming in is everything's me, me, me. He could have easily made last night all about him and said all the wrong things pregame. Oh, I'm here for revenge. I'm here for this. I'm here for that. He didn't. He made it about us. And seeing him on the sidelines, coaching these guys up, hyping these guys up, coming in the pregame, hyping his guys up, arriving to the stadium the way he did, where you look at him, you go, oh yeah, that's him. No, not Stephon, him. He's him. That's what he did. He brings that to this team, and I think it carried over on the field. That's true leadership, Jade. I mean, we talk about the numbers. You're right, 10 grabs, essentially $150 in the game. But really, I think the part you can't quantify is where he was the most valuable to this Patriots team, just giving them that belief that they could get this done.
Yeah, 100%. 100%, Travis. And I think that's such a good point, in that he didn't make this about him. And, he even said after, right, like being out there hyping the guys up, like he was like, that's any game. Like, that's me. That's who I want to be on this team. I want to be that leader for us. And I love how he has talked about everything being a test. Like, okay, like here's this test, and okay, we didn't pass this test, but this is what we have to learn from it. And now we did pass this test, so this is what we have to learn from this one. Like, here's how we grow from this after we, get the passing grade here. So I just love the mentality that he's brought to his leadership role within this team. Yeah. All right. More flowers to hand out. It's hard to know which way to go here, honestly. I mean, I got two more. I got to do. I know we're supposed to do 3, but I got 2. One of them being, we talked a little bit about it, and we can hear Mike Vrabel talk about it too. But you don't know if you're walking out with a win if your rookie kicker doesn't hit it from 52 yards. So let's hear Vrabel talk about Andy Borregales and what he did to finish this one off for New England.
When you can see when he's building some confidence in his swing, it looks good. I don't know much about kicking other than it just looks like a good driver when those pros hit it right down the middle. And there's some balance to it, and there's some calmness. And I think he's been working really hard. And to Tom and Jeremy, they've been working hard with him as well to maintain that consistency, that consistent swing. And I'm excited. I'm happy for him. Happy for all those guys, especially Andy and Julian and Bryce, that worked so hard. And it's funny, we just talked about all these blocks around the league, and trying to get these guys to practice field goal protection on a Wednesday in October. I thought would be a lot harder than what it was. They really just bought into it. The pad level and every single rep. When you think in the middle of practice they could get lazy, and so we asked them to focus on it. We asked them to treat each kick like it was a game winner all week, and the protection was sound. And you see around the league that these kicks are getting blocked, and so obviously they practiced it. They recognized how important it was, and we were able to execute there at the end.
That's huge, right? I mean, just listening to Vrabel talk about the way in which they practice this, the attention to detail, the commitment of all the guys on the team, to be dialed in on a Wednesday in October. Because the reality is you don't have to look too far to find some teams who have lost games.
Oh yeah.
On kicks like that this year, having it blocked, and go talk to the Rams about how they felt leaving South Philadelphia the week before last after having a kick blocked and returned for a touchdown. That is no fun at all. So but I think when you got a young kid out there and he goes out there and he does what he did in that environment. What are you giving him? Like sunflowers? I mean, what do you think? What would Andy Burke like? Does Florida have a state flower? I don't know.
Whatever we're going to give him, we have to keep giving him, because as the season goes on, the way this team plays, in theory here, J-Mac, the defense is going to keep you in it every week. They have to figure out the run game, but at least you have an added wrinkle now with Drake Maye showing you, hey, I'm athletic enough, run me a little bit more. Drake Maye obviously is going to keep you in all these games and win a ton of them. Stephon Diggs looks like a true number one. So you're going to be in games where it could come down to the final kick. So having some confidence in this kid certainly helps. So whatever flower we're electing, we gotta get a big stash, because we're going to give it out all season. I'm going to go the defense overall here, because I keep going back to this, but to watch, it is so rare that we get to see Josh Allen struggle. Like, he was struggling trying to figure this defense out. There was only one sack on the night, but there was plenty of pressures, right? I think there was that big run he had, I want to say 19, 20 yards-ish, but that was it. Other than that, the defense really bottled up Josh Allen's legs as well. That was the difference in the game. Those couple mistakes, keeping him in the pocket, not letting him escape and kill you other than the one run, that was the difference in the game. And then Drake Maye did not make those mistakes. And we got the performance from Steph Diggs, right? So I'm going to go defense here, and I'm just giving them hydrangeas. I'll just go like New England style and just pass out and pass that out and say, go plant this at your house. Yeah, here you go.
Yeah. I'll name a couple specific guys on that defense, because you named him earlier. Marcus Jones, obviously, coming up with the pick. That was huge. He had himself a night out there. And we talked about this too, but Christian Gonzalez, I mean, come on. Like, they go after him, obviously, late in the back of the end zone. He was like breaking out every move to make sure that his man was covered. And then on third down too. So you got to give him credit, because he has to change the way offenses approach the Patriots defense. That is the type of player that he is. He changes the entire dynamic on that field. So hydrangeas, whatever you want to throw his way, he is definitely deserving of many of them in this particular game. And Josh Allen, he racked up some yards, but I think the biggest thing, Travis, is that the Patriots kept him, for the most part, going horizontally. Like, he never really got moving down the field. And you'd watch and it would be like, oh, like they almost had him. They almost had him. They almost had him. So they were getting a lot of pressure. But when he did get rolling, it was usually this way instead of this way, where he can obviously really burn you and rack up some yards.
Yeah, listen, I don't know if you have any more flowers, but I would like to move on to my lump of coal, because I am serving one Patriots player a pink slip, walking papers, a divorce contract, something.
I feel like I
am
know where this
over.
is going.
I am over. Rhamondre Stevenson, J-Mac. I don't even think he should be on the roster. He shouldn't even had an opportunity to get 2 touchdowns last night. And sure enough, he fumbled. And he's lucky that it didn't cost his team again. But really, I can't even blame him at this point. Why are you hanging on to this guy? Just go get someone off the damn street. I'll take someone from a market basket with speed at this point. Just get me someone who won't drop the G-damn ball every single stinking bleeping game. This is a family program. I'm keeping it clean. But J-Mac, you know I want to cuss. So I am giving him divorce papers, walking papers, pink slip, whatever the opposite of a flower is. I'm giving him the soil. Go plant whatever you want and get out of here.
He might just grow a flower out of it. Be careful, Travis.
Do it somewhere else. It won't be here.
Look, I said my piece on Rhamondre. He came back in this game, and they won in part because he was out there. He found the end zone twice. You can't tell me that when the ball came his way again after the fumble, he wasn't going, oh man, like this needs to be like a firstborn kid. I can't let this go. Okay.
Right.
So look, I just think that they need him right now to win. That's the reality of it. So if you need him to win, you better bet your butt you've got to talk some confidence into him, find some ways to continue to build him up and have him finish the way he did last night as opposed to the way he started last night. So I refuse to serve any divorce papers. They're all yours to serve. My signature not required.
You make a great point, though, about not dropping a firstborn because allegedly my parents did drop me, which explains a lot, Jade. It explains a lot.
All right, let's talk a little bit about what else needs improvement. That's how I like to go. It's like the A's on the report card and the NIs, the needs improvements. So, to me, look, obviously ball security, that's something that we've addressed. The Patriots are going to continue to harp on it. Look, the Bills are going to have to harp on it after this game. The first half of this game, you were kind of going, what in the world? Like, what are we doing here? Like, this is sloppy from both teams, right? The penalties also. I mean, that is the biggest needs improvement for me coming out of this game. The penalties, just those 2 roughing the passer penalties late in this game. I was like, come on. Like you can't do that stuff. And that's where I was saying it's the good, the bad, and the stuff that gets you beat, as Vrabel says it in the family variety here on Foxborough Rush. But that's the stuff that the Patriots can't afford to do because no team, I don't care who you are, like the Buffalo Bills lost last night because of turnovers and how it hindered them in this game. So I don't care who you are. If you have the MVP, if you're, defending a Super Bowl, you cannot afford penalties like that and turnovers like that and expect to win week in and week out in this league. So that's the biggest needs improvement area of the report card for me.
No doubt. Look, if I'm a Bills fan, I want to serve papers, walking papers, get the step-in papers to Sean McDermott today, too, because yet again, whenever I see the Bills in a situation where a team is making life hard on Josh Allen, because you're never going to stop him, but a team's containing him, right? And you're in this game and you got a chance, you got the Bills on the ropes. We see this all the time with Mahomes and the gang, right? Whenever I see the Bills in that situation, I look at Sean McDermott and he looks so lost. He doesn't know what to do. And you look around this league, Jade, you know the names. Sean McVay don't have that damn look. He figures it out. Andy Reid don't have that damn look. He figures it out. Sean Payton in Denver doesn't have that damn look. And the list goes on and on. Even our guy, Mike Vrabel's figuring it out. I look at Sean McDermott. He looks lost, like a puppy looking for his doghouse. He doesn't know what to do. And time again, in these style of games, we see the Bills lose. Sean McDermott, he's another one. Pink slip city. Get the step in.
Yeah. Okay, with the exception of Vrabel there, and they showed Josh McDaniels just as much. All those guys that you just named, they're all offensive guys. Sean McDermott's not. Like, he's a defensive coordinator. The Bills have made changes over the years. Joe Brady's their OC right now. They decided to move on and mix it up a little bit. And for the most part, I think it has worked well for them. It wasn't all that long ago that the Baltimore Ravens were in there with a huge lead, and Derrick Henry had over 200 yards on the ground, and everybody thought that they were going to start the season with a loss, and they came back and won that game because Josh Allen and Joe Brady and that offense around him found ways to put points on the board. Great coaches are not easy to find. And I ask this question all the time. If you're going to move on from this guy, who are you going to replace him with? There is nobody right now that I would say, let's replace Sean McDermott with this guy. No, I'm not there yet. I think this Bills team still has a lot of football ahead of them in the 2025 season.
Jade, you're not there yet. Let's see who becomes available. I mean, right now, you know where I'm from, right? Everyone back home wants to run John Harbaugh out of the city. I'm just saying, Jade, if a John Harbaugh is on the market, hell, this is where Bill Belichick's killing himself, because if he's winning at UNC and wants to get back in the NFL, that would make a lot of sense. I think it just depends who hits the market. Sean McDermott, to your point, right now there's no one better, but let's see who's available come the offseason. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Story for another day. It is a Monday. We got to get to overreactions on this Monday. We're going to do that on the other side. Stick around. It's Foxborough Rush. Welcome back into Foxborough Rush. It's a Monday. You know what that means. There's always some overreactions coming your way on a Monday during NFL season. So, let's just roll through a bunch of them here, Travis. Let's start with CMC. Christian McCaffrey. He will earn MVP honors this season. I mean, he's racking it up. We've seen the 49ers obviously win some significant games. Did it again Thursday night against Sean McVay and his Rams. What say you about Christian McCaffrey?
You know, it's funny, head-to-head, Shanahan owns McVay in the regular season, and then you get to the postseason, not so much. As far as CMC, I don't see an MVP from him simply because right now he's doing it more from the wide receiver position. Like he's catching balls. He's not really running it like we're used to seeing him. They can't get that run game cranking there in San Francisco, and I think it's because of that offensive line. But certainly for that team where everyone's hurt, Jade, the one guy who always gets hurt is Christian McCaffrey, and he's healthy right now. If he can stay that way, he's got a chance, but they got to get that run game going with him.
Yeah, they need him to stay healthy. Let's just be honest here. I'm going to say no just because, come on, like Saquon barely got his name in the MVP conversation last season. Come on, like a quarterback always wins that award. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, the whole thought was if Saquon went over 2K, which he had a chance to do and, of course, didn't play, and Nick Sirianni said after the season, well, that might not have looked like the best decision had we not actually won the Super Bowl. No, I don't see it. It's become a quarterback award. Speaking of the 49ers, we've seen old friend Mac Jones there have some pretty solid starts. Speaking of injuries, dude, he just kept getting hurt and pulling himself back together. It was like Humpty Dumpty out there. It would lose an ear and put it back in and get back out there again. They should start him even when Brock Purdy is healthy. Overreaction?
No, I think that's exactly what they should do. The problem is they're not going to because they paid Brock Purdy. There were two franchises I said don't pay these guys. The Dolphins should not have paid Tua. Actually, three. The Dolphins should not have paid Tua. I don't think the Jags should have paid Trevor Lawrence. And then the 49ers paying Brock Purdy. Now, it was a team-friendly deal and all that nonsense, but you're going to go back to him because of that money. Where Mac Jones, remember, Shanahan allegedly wanted Mac Jones over Trey Lance in that now infamous draft. Look what he's doing in that system. Mac should be the guy.
Yeah, I actually love what Mac said after this game when he was asked, should you be the starting quarterback of this team? And he said, this is Brock Purdy's team. And I've been in that role, and I was brought here to be the backup. And I know that winning these games can be the difference maker down the road when you start talking postseason. So I'm just going to do what I was brought here to do. Good job, Mac Jones. That was like the best way that you possibly could have answered that question. Yes, they're going to go back to Brock Purdy. But you know the 49ers are like, hey, maybe this is not like when you have two, you're better off with none. Like they are sitting pretty when it comes to quarterback position, and what some other teams are dealing with, a la the Baltimore Ravens, who don't have Lamar out there. Cooper Kupp, oh boy, like that didn't work so well as they just got pounded by the Houston Texans. The Baltimore Ravens will miss the playoffs. Overreaction or not?
No, they're cooked. I mean, you're not going to have Lamar again this week. I think they're going to get smoked again. This team, their season's over. Now, if there's one team that can pull themselves out from a hole, I guess it would be the Ravens. But they play the Rams this week in the big crab cake. You saw the big crab cake ain't what it used to be. We saw that this week because they got absolutely demolished. I think they're going to lose that game again. At that point, what are you, I'm looking at their record now. 1-5. How's your cooked sound? They are done. They let the Texans come in there, a Texans team who's struggling this year, and work them in the big crab cake, 44-10. It is over, Jade. Their season's cooked.
Yeah, the Texans had scored 6 touchdowns on the season, and they had 5 against the Ravens. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Harbaugh says we're going to have to find ourselves. Yeah, you got to find yourself fast, because it's getting late early in Baltimore. I'm sorry. I know it's the hometown. The Colts are going to make the Super Bowl. Overreaction?
Please. I'm going to say just what I said about all these quarterbacks that get hot. It happens every year, doesn't it? Last year was Sam Darnold. A couple years ago was Case Keenum. Every year, forever, it's Dak's year. It's Kirk Cousins' year. Except that one thing people are forgetting. When it turns midnight, all of these dudes turn back into a pumpkin, because that's exactly what they are. And the clock will strike midnight on Daniel Jones. All these cute nicknames. Indiana Jones. Oh, he's so... No, wait till you get in the postseason, bruh. He will turn into a pumpkin at midnight, and they will lose immediately.
I will give Daniel Jones credit. Indiana Jones, whatever you want to call him. He has been playing efficient football. It's not always beautiful, but it has been efficient. They put a pounding on the Raiders out there. And here's what could be the difference in Indianapolis is they have this guy named Jonathan Taylor. And if you can run the football and you can run it well, you might just find yourself making some noise. No, I'm not going to say they're going to make it to the Super Bowl. There's a couple other teams in the AFC that I would give the edge to at this point, even though the early going maybe hasn't been as great as it has been in Indy. But I think this team is legit. I think they have the ability to make some noise. We have to take a break. We have to stop making noise. But that's hard for us around here. I mean, come on. It's hard.
I am loud and wrong. That's my thing. Loud and wrong, Jade. That's what I am.
Foxborough Rush coming back at you. One more game left in the Week 5 slate in the National Football League, and it is the Kansas City Chiefs, who, well, Monday night it's like prime time for Josh Allen and the Bills. It's old hat for them.
Right.
Patrick Mahomes looking to better his Monday night record, which is already pretty darn good, 8-2. On Monday Night Football for Pat Mahomes. They will be in Jacksonville, taking on the Jags, who are off to a strong start with Liam Cohen, their new head coach. Maybe want to continue to see Trevor Lawrence take some steps forward as a quarterback in this league. But look, this is a 3.5-point game. Chiefs are favored, but I don't know. What do you say, Trav? Is there an upset brewing here like last night?
It's possible. I didn't have the cojones to pick the Patriots to actually win last night. I just said we'd all be on upset alert. You did. You definitely did. I was not. I said we'd be on upset alert. And I actually thought Josh Allen would make the plays down the stretch and they would win in a walk-off field goal fashion. I had that backwards. I'm going back to that well tonight. I think Jacksonville has a formula here. Run the ball with Travis Etienne, keep Mahomes on the sideline, time of possession. I like their defense. They're at home, but in the end, I think it will be Mahomes magic. You just gave that Monday night record. It's that for a reason. Dude's unflappable. Mahomes magic, walk off, Chiefs win. You know, heartbreak city for the Jags. They're close, but they're not there yet. 27-24 Chiefs.
All right. Look, both these teams going for their third straight win. The Chiefs have, been riding the ship, if you will, and looking to gain some more ground in the division for them, obviously, with the way that Chargers game went yesterday as well. The Chiefs they got a lot to play for in this one because they want to level that division. Jacksonville, though, if you look at this, they have trailed for under 10 minutes on the season, Trav. Under 10 minutes on the season. That's significant. I agree. I think the Chiefs are going to come out on top of this game, but I want to say it's the Jags game. It's their opportunity to go out there and really do what the Patriots did last night and say, this is our game. We're going to play our game. And because of that, we have the ability to go out there and win.
Yeah. I mean, listen, look at what the Chiefs have been doing lately, though. This is a hot team. You start off cold. Your last 2 weeks, including the Ravens last week, you beat the hell out of those teams. They beat the hell out of the Ravens and the Giants, who stink. So this is a very hot Kansas City team. That's all I'll caution folks here. I think in the end, Mahomes is going to get it done. Mahomes and Reed, I trust on Monday night.
Yeah, it's hard not to trust Mahomes and Reed. When you go to 3 straight Super Bowls, I mean, come on. It is pretty hard not to put the trust in them. But hey, you know who else I trust? Mike Vrabel.
Yes.
Mike Vrabel.
Mike Vrabel.
See you
can
Wednesday.
trust him.
That's it for us.